Teofimo Lopez has opened up about one of the most pivotal moments of his boxing journey, revealing that being outclassed by Shakur Stevenson during their amateur days completely changed the direction of his career. Speaking candidly, Lopez admitted that stepping into the ring with Stevenson was a wake-up call unlike anything he had experienced before. He expected a tough contest, but what he encountered was a fighter with extraordinary ring IQ, flawless timing, elite defensive instincts, and the ability to control every second of the fight. Lopez said Stevenson made boxing look effortless, constantly staying one step ahead while neutralizing his offense. That experience showed Lopez just how high the standard was at the elite level and forced him to rethink everything about his approach to the sport. Rather than allowing the defeat to damage his confidence, Lopez used it as the ultimate source of motivation. He explained that after the fight, he became determined to close the gap between himself and the very best fighters in the world. He intensified his training, studied film more carefully, worked relentlessly on his footwork, defensive movement, counterpunching, conditioning, and mental preparation. Lopez realized that championships aren't won by relying solely on athletic ability or knockout power. They're earned through discipline, strategy, adaptability, and constant improvement. That mindset became the foundation of his transformation from a talented prospect into a world-class champion. Lopez also acknowledged that Shakur Stevenson possessed qualities that very few fighters have. He praised Stevenson's patience, composure under pressure, and remarkable ability to make opponents fight at his pace. According to Lopez, facing someone with that level of technical brilliance forced him to become a smarter boxer instead of simply trying to overpower everyone in front of him. The lessons he learned from that amateur defeat stayed with him throughout his professional career, influencing the way he prepared for major title fights and approached every challenge inside the ring. As Lopez's career progressed, those lessons paid off in spectacular fashion. He captured world titles, defeated elite opponents, and established himself as one of boxing's biggest stars. Looking back now, Lopez says the setback against Stevenson was one of the best things that ever happened to him because it exposed weaknesses before he reached the professional stage, giving him time to correct them. He believes that losses can be more valuable than victories if a fighter is willing to learn from them, and his own journey is proof of that philosophy. The revelation has sparked fresh debate among boxing fans, with many revisiting the amateur rivalry between the two champions. Supporters on both sides believe a professional showdown would be one of the biggest fights the sport could make today. Lopez's explosive power, fearless aggression, and championship experience would collide with Stevenson's masterful defense, pinpoint accuracy, and elite boxing intelligence in a fascinating clash of styles. While negotiations for such a fight have yet to materialize, Lopez's comments have only increased anticipation, reminding fans that their story began years ago in the amateur ranks and that the lessons from that encounter continue to shape one of boxing's most exciting champions. Teofimo Lopez is pulling back the curtain on a chapter of his boxing career that very few champions are willing to talk about. Instead of hiding from one of the toughest lessons of his amateur days, Lopez is embracing it, revealing that being thoroughly outboxed by Shakur Stevenson became the turning point that shaped the fighter fans know today. In a sport where confidence is everything, Lopez's willingness to acknowledge that Stevenson had his number has earned respect from boxing fans across the world. According to Lopez, the experience wasn't just about losing a fight, it was about discovering what true elite-level boxing looked like. Lopez recalled entering the bout believing in his natural athleticism, speed, and punching power. Like many gifted young fighters, he felt he could overwhelm almost anyone standing across the ring. But from the opening bell, Stevenson had a different plan. Lopez explained that every attack seemed to be anticipated before it happened. Every combination was countered, every mistake was punished, and every attempt to gain momentum was shut down by Stevenson's calm, calculated style. The future world champion wasn't simply winning exchanges, he was controlling the rhythm of the entire fight. What impressed Lopez the most wasn't Stevenson's speed or reflexes alone. It was his ability to remain composed under pressure while making difficult techniques appear effortless. Stevenson never seemed rushed, never looked uncomfortable, and always appeared to know exactly where Lopez would be before he got there. Lopez admitted that sharing the ring with someone possessing that level of ring intelligence completely changed his understanding of boxing. He realized that the sport wasn't just about landing the hardest punches, it was about timing, positioning, patience, distance management, and making your opponent fight your fight. When the match was over, Lopez had a decision to make. He could blame the judges, make excuses, or convince himself it was just a bad day. Instead, he chose a different path. He accepted that Stevenson had been the better fighter and promised himself he would never stop improving. That moment became the beginning of a relentless pursuit of greatness. Lopez threw himself into training with a renewed sense of purpose, spending countless hours refining every detail of his game. He studied defensive positioning, sharpened his footwork, improved his conditioning, and worked tirelessly to become a more complete boxer. Lopez has often said that championships are won long before fight night, and that lesson traces back to his amateur battles against elite competition. Rather than focusing only on offense, he learned to appreciate the importance of defense, discipline, and tactical preparation. Every sparring session became an opportunity to grow. Every workout had a purpose. Every weakness identified in that amateur defeat became something he was determined to eliminate. As his professional career took off, the transformation became obvious. Lopez evolved into one of boxing's most explosive and unpredictable champions. His victories over world-class opponents showcased not only his power but also his improved patience, ring generalship, and confidence under pressure. Many fans remember his biggest wins as proof of his talent, but Lopez believes the foundation for those victories was built years earlier through painful lessons learned in defeat. Perhaps the most surprising part of Lopez's reflection is the respect he continues to show Stevenson. There is no bitterness, no excuses, and no attempt to rewrite history. Instead, Lopez credits Stevenson for forcing him to raise his standards. He believes that great rivals make each other better, even when they don't realize it at the time. Facing someone with Stevenson's level of skill pushed him beyond his comfort zone and ultimately helped him unlock his own potential. Today, both men stand among boxing's elite, each carving out an impressive legacy in the professional ranks. Stevenson has become known as one of the sport's finest technicians, while Lopez has earned a reputation as a fearless champion capable of delivering spectacular performances on the biggest stages. Their careers have followed different paths, but their amateur history continues to connect them in the minds of boxing fans. That shared history is exactly why talk of a professional showdown continues to generate enormous excitement. Fans wonder how much each fighter has evolved since those amateur days. Would Stevenson's defensive brilliance once again frustrate Lopez? Or has Lopez developed enough experience, strength, and tactical maturity to reverse the outcome? Those questions remain unanswered, but one thing is certain: the respect between the two champions is real. For Lopez, the lesson is bigger than boxing. His story is a reminder that setbacks don't define greatness, how a fighter responds to them does. Every champion experiences moments of doubt, disappointment, and adversity. The difference is that the greatest competitors use those moments as fuel rather than excuses. Lopez believes his defeat to Stevenson wasn't the end of a chapter, it was the beginning of one. Without that difficult experience, he may never have become the fighter capable of reaching the top of the sport. Now, years later, Lopez can look back with gratitude rather than regret. What once felt like a painful defeat has become one of the